Well, hello everybody. If you are in one of Mr. Knappenberger's B-Day classes, you're watching this video because it turns out I got sick. You know that I was gone last time when we learned the fundamentals of dimensional analysis. I was gone taking care of my wife. Right now it's Wednesday, and I'm starting to get a cough. So if you're watching this video, it means that I caught what my wife has, and now we're both home sick. If you are in Mrs. Roper's A-Day classes on Friday, you're watching this video because Mrs. Roper had to be gone today for different reasons. And you would be watching this video regardless. In either case, guys, the hope here is that you are in a position where you can move forward and work on some more detailed dimensional analysis problem solving. So guys, please understand, especially if you're in Knappenberger's B-Day classes, guys, we will not allow this to back up on you. I understand that this will be your second day now of learning something new from a screencast. And guys, obviously this isn't how we roll. And great apologies, and thank you for your cooperation and your forgiveness, because obviously, guys, this is not ideal. Again, if you're in Roper's class, you have the foundations from having done this with her on Wednesday, and this additional step will probably not be a stretch. But in either case, let's calendar together for a minute, and then we'll get into the next steps of dimensional analysis. So looking at the calendar, guys, just making sure that we're all very much on the same page here. Looking at the calendar, guys, remember we've got some important deadlines. This Friday, we have labeled Friday, we've identified Friday as the end of the quarter. Guys, please understand though that we extended the deadline for extra credit. And so if you're in Roper's class, you already got your test back, and as a result, you know whether or not doing remediation or the extra credit is to your advantage. Guys, if you are in Knappenberger's class, you should be getting your test back today, and obviously you're not because I'm not here. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to record your test scores in Skyward. So understand that when you look at that grade in Skyward, your grade cannot go down. There will be no gotchas. So guys, when I record your test score in Skyward, you're done with third quarter, and that grade can't go down. Understand that it can go up if you do one of several things. One is turn in late lab work by Friday. And guys, whether I'm here or not, that is still a firm deadline. I need your lab work by Friday. If I'm feeling well, I'll come and grab it over the weekend and get it graded. But then guys, in addition to that, you can also do remediation. Now, how do you know if you need to do remediation if you're Knappenberger student and you didn't get your test back? And the answer is this. I am going to post, and this will actually be posted on the day of the test. So guys, what I'm going to do is I am going to post class lists. You just need to click on your class list, and a list of names in the class will come up. And next to that, there will just be a yes or a no. If it's a yes, then you have the opportunity to do remediation. If it's a no, then you don't. That could mean you did well on the test, or it could mean that you already demonstrated mastery of the essential. So guys, if you see a yes next to your name, do the remediation and be ready for the remediation stuff after the weekend. Then guys, following that, so you can turn in late labs, you can do the remediation. You can also do the extra credit. But guys, understand the extra credit is now due on Monday rather than on Friday. Okay, so guys, I understand that that was a lot, so let's review. If it's Friday and you are in Roper's class, you already learned the fundamentals of dimensional analysis from Mrs. Roper, and you're about to see how to do the next step. And this will be completely accessible to you. If you're in Knappenberger's class, and this is Thursday, it's a little more complicated. So you have not had the opportunity to learn the fundamentals of dimensional analysis from me. And now we're asking that you step forward and do ones that are more complex. Guys, do your best, engage in this as you can, and please understand that I'm not going to hang you out to dry. When I see you next week, we'll make sure that you're up to speed. Also, if you're in Knappenberger's class, you need to be thinking about the test. Again, I'm not here to give it back to you. And as a result, I will record your test scores in Skyward, give them a look, and understand your grade can't go down. So if that grade makes sense to you, you don't need to do the extra credit. You can, but you don't need to because it can't go down. And then guys, for all of you, well, actually, sorry, back to Knappenberger students. In addition to posting your scores in Skyward, I also post lists that will indicate whether or not you qualify for remediation. If you do, if you're interested, I would strongly encourage you to do it. Watch the video, take notes, do the assignment, have that done before Monday or Tuesday of next week. Then guys, finally, for all of you, Friday is the deadline for late labs, and then Monday is the deadline for extra credit. Again, guys, forgive me. I know that this is potentially confusing, but guys, we are doing our best with a not ideal situation. But guys, understand that there is still the expectation that you're doing your part. Okay. So guys, with that said, let's do a little more dimensional analysis, shall we? And it looks like this. So turning to homework assignment number 2. Guys, grab your homework assignment packets and turning to homework assignment number 2. Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to take this dimensional analysis idea and this process, right? We're learning process. It's all about setting goals, picking starting points, drawing lines, applying conversions, doing math, and then rounding to significant digits. We're going to take that process and we're going to apply it in more, well, how do we say this? In situations that are a little more detailed. So guys, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do question number 5 with you. So you're doing these on another sheet of paper simply because you have to, because there isn't enough room on the assignment itself. So on another sheet of paper, guys, we're going to solve question number 5 together. It's up on the screen. Feel free to write this down with me as we go. But guys, question number 5 says this. And again, remember, we really don't care about these answers, right? We really don't care about how long trains are. What we do care about is the skills that will allow us to solve problems next week that we couldn't solve without this. So guys, the question says this: how many cars are there in a long freight train if it takes the entire train 2 minutes to pass a station, as it travels at 40 miles an hour and each car is 50 feet long? So guys, you read this and you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds like an evil math question about trains traveling in different, anyway, there's a process to solving this. And guys, it's exactly the same process that we used on the previous assignment. We need a starting point, we need a goal, and we need conversions. But guys, the first thing that we want to do is we want to tease the information out of the problem itself. So guys, what I like to do is I like to grab a pen and I like to circle or underline the information that's given in the question. So guys, we know it takes 2 minutes for the car to go by. Then guys, you'll notice here, the train is moving at 40 miles per hour. Now guys, that is actually a useful piece of information for us, because what that means is 40 miles is equal to 1 hour. Because the train is traveling at 40 miles an hour, in an hour, it travels 40 miles. That's going to become a conversion. Then, guys, you'll also notice that each car is 50 feet long. Guys, that is another useful bit of information because one car is equal to 50 feet. So guys, when we pull this information out of the problem, we not only want to identify the information, but we also want to identify the things that could be used as conversions. Now guys, what about the 2 minutes? Well guys, it doesn't tell us anything about the 2 minutes other than that's how long it takes the train to go past. Okay, so with that done, now guys, we want to figure out our goal and our starting point, and then we'll draw the line. So guys, reading the question again, it says, how many cars? That's our goal. Our goal is cars. We want to know how many cars long is the train. Then guys, I'm going to get a little crazy. I'm going to draw my line first. And now guys, the question is, what do we know about the train that would indicate how long the train is? How many cars long the train is? Well, guys, think about it. The longer the train is, the longer it will take for the train to go by. And so the piece of information that we're going to start with is the 2 minutes, because 2 minutes gives us a sense of how long the train is. The longer the train, the more time it takes to go by. All right. Now, guys, at this point, this is going to start to feel very, very familiar because we are now going to put to use all of the dimensional analysis skills that we've developed last time. So, guys, the first thing we do is this. We ask ourselves, how many cars will go by in a minute? And we don't know. We don't know how many cars will go by in a minute. So we abandon that reasoning and we ask ourselves this, and I'm going to switch colors so this stands out. What could we convert minutes into that would then let us get closer to a length eventually in cars? And the answer is right here. In 1 hour, this train travels 40 miles. There's our connection between time and length. But in order to use that, we need to convert minutes to hours. And we know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Minutes cancel, and we're left with hours. Then, guys, the process that we've established, are we done? And we are not done because hours are not cars. But now we're going, okay, what can we do with the hours? And now we can take advantage of this conversion. 1 hour is 40 miles. Now the hours cancel and we're left with miles. But again, we're not done because miles are not cars. So how can we get from miles to cars? So we ask ourselves the question, how long is a car in miles? And we don't know. So we can't go down that road, but what we can do is this. What do we know about the length of these cars? And we know this. 1 car is 50 feet. But guys, we can't use that until we convert miles into feet. So off of our conversion chart, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Now our miles cancel and we're left with feet. But we're still not done. We need to be in cars. But now we can take advantage of this, and 50 feet is the length of 1 car. Now feet cancel, we're left with cars, so we're done. Now guys, at this point, we need to do the math. So again, remember, we multiply by what's on the top, and we divide by what's on the bottom. And so as we do this then, just a second, I'm realizing that, oops, I need to grab my calculator. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. All right. So guys, we are going to start with 2, and we are going to divide that by, well, multiply it by 1. Here, let me help you follow. We're going to multiply by 1, but that doesn't change the value. But we are going to divide by 60. Then we are going to multiply by 40. Don't divide by 1. Then we're going to multiply by 5,280. And then we are going to divide by 50. And when we go through that process, we then end up with 140.8 and a bunch of zeros cars. But now we need to think about significant digits. So the number 2 has 1 significant digit in it. And guys, once we find something with 1 significant digit, we are actually done looking for significant digits. We could go through the rest. This is infinity, this is 1, this is 3, and then this is 1. But guys, we are limited to 1 significant digit. And because we are limited to 1 significant digit, we then need to round this to 1 significant digit. And so to the accuracy that we can actually claim, we know that this train is approximately 100 cars long. So guys, that's the way that these problems work. And I hope that you find that they're actually kind of interesting and maybe even fun in a strange sort of way. And so guys, you have the remainder of the time. You're welcome to work with your lab partner, the person next to you. You have the remainder of the time to actually work on the rest of these. The answers are on the wall. And when we get together next week, we'll gather around these, we'll pick up the loose ends, get all of our homework assignments recorded, although they go on 4th quarter's grade, and we'll move on from there. So guys, dig in, enjoy, let's do some good work.